I am Fatima Nasreen from 3rd BSc Chemistry. Let's see how chemical elements involved in the origin of life. The Earth we have been living in is estimated to be 4.54 billion years old. The life began 3.5 billion years ago because that is the age of oldest rocks with fossil evidence of life on Earth. How life originated in the Earth. It is explained by Oparin-Haldane theory. It is a modern theory of origin of life proposed by Russian biochemist Alexander Oparin and supported by British scientist J.P.S. Haldane. This theory is named after them. This theory states that primitive life originated in the water bodies on the primitive Earth, from non-living organic molecules by chemical evolution through a series of chemical reactions about 4 billion years ago. Earth is 4.54 billion years old and the life originated in Earth in 3.5 billion years ago. Let's see what happened in between this period and how the organic molecules become living organisms. The Earth was broken from sun and it was a glowing fire and a rotating cloud of hot gases, vapors of various elements, pieces of rocks and metals called nebulans. As the Earth was very hot initially, the light elements like hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and carbon that occupied the atmosphere of Earth couldn't combine with each other. When the Earth was moving away from sun, the temperature slowly decreased and becomes less than 100 degrees Celsius. This led to condensation of gases. Hydrogen combines with nitrogen, carbon and oxygen to form ammonia, methane and water. Due to a high temperature of Earth, ammonia and methane remains gases and water in the form of steam. Gradually, Earth is cooled and it developed a solid crust, which later formed depressions and elevations. The atmospheric water vapor condensed and finally came to the surface as rain. Water collected in depressions dissolved chlorides and phosphates in it, finally forming large-sized water bodies called oceans. When the surface temperature of Earth is 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, the molecules and minerals combined and recombined through polymerization, oxidoreduction to form alcohols, aldehydes, glycerol, fatty acid, purine, pyrimidine and sugars like ribose, deoxyribose and glucose. It is demonstrated by Urey-Miller experiment. It is as follows. The chemicals were sealed inside a sterile array of glass flasks and the flask connected in a loop with one flask half full of liquid water and another flask containing pair of electrodes. The liquid water was heated to induce evaporation. Sparks were fired between the electrodes to stimulate lightning through the atmosphere and water vapor. Then the atmosphere was cooled again so that the water could condense and trickle back into the first flask in a continuous cycle. Within a day, the mixture has turned pink in color, and at the end of 2 weeks of continuous operation, Miller and Urey observed that as much as 10 to 15% of the carbon within the system was now in the form of organic compounds. 2% of carbon had formed amino acids having abundant of glycine that are used to make protein in living cells. Sugars were also formed. Formation of complex organic compounds. Simple organic compounds polymerize to form complex organic compounds like polysaccharides, fats, nucleotides, nucleic acids, and polypeptides. The source of energy for the reactions to occur are obtained from lightning, solar energy, and volcanic eruptions. Polymerization of RNA. The nucleosides have polymerized to form short strands of RNA. The RNA molecules, also called ribozymes, are able to catalyze their own replication and survive and evolve, ultimately forming modern RNA. During the night, the surface water would be below the denaturing temperature and single-stranded RNA could act as template for formation of double-stranded RNA. During the daylight, double-stranded RNA or DNA would absorb UV light and convert this directly to heat oceans, raising temperature to allow for denaturing of RNA. Formation of protobionts or precells. The nucleic acid along with inorganic and organic molecules formed the first form of the precells or protobionts. Proteins formed colloidal hydrophilic complexes surrounded by water molecules. This is the protocell growth and division. RNA forms complementary strand and becomes double-stranded RNA. Cells incorporates more fatty acids and membrane grows. Protocell divides and daughters repeat cycle. The first protocell is just a sac of water and RNA and does not require an external stimulus for reproduction. Ribozymes folded RNA molecules speed up reproduction, strengthening the protocell's membrane. Protozoans begin to reproduce on their own. Other ribozymes catalyze metabolism, chain of chemical reactions that enable protocells to tap into nutrients from the environment and produces energy. So life have begun and the LUCA is formed. The LUCA is the last universal common ancestor. From the LUCA, which is the primitive cell, evolved into archaea and bacteria as prokaryotes. The prokaryotes then evolved into eukaryotes. And the world is now today. Thank you.